Welcome to the Society Sucks podcast.
And today, we're just going to talk about some things that I've learned.
Some things.
Literally today. I journaled some and I brought it up to Mario already and he liked the topic, so that's what we're going to talk about. But before that, tournament.
Oh, tournament.
Yeah, tournament. That's where we were all this time, guys.
That is what we were. We were in training camp, guys.
yeah. No, but actually, it did take up a lot of time.
No, it did, for sure.
Physically recovering, focusing on, diet and sleep, and just owning in on some
you know what?
stuff.
You just reminded me. Let's talk about how it was mentally.
Oh, mentally.
As
Wow.
well. Like leading up to it, remember?
Yeah. Well, I think I had a different experience from you because what I was telling you over the phone is that every night before I go to sleep, I'm literally...
It's crazy.
Just like going through all these motions, like, okay, when I arrive at the tournament, I'm like, maybe this, or maybe I can do that, or maybe this. And I'd go through scenarios and play it out all the way up until either defeat or win.
Yeah.
And I'd keep going down, like, just like, it was just so, like, a lot of spastic overthinking right before bed. And I literally feel like my heartbeat speeding up. And I'm literally envisioning all these things. I'm like, oh, fuck, but he got me in this. Oh, wait, but I need to avoid that. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I need to work on this. I don't know anything about this. And so I just kept having all these thoughts, like, literally every night leading up to tournament day. And yeah, it was just that was me mentally just going over all these possibilities.
Yeah, see, that's mind blowing to me. And I remember Harvey, like, throughout the time trying to ask me, and I really just tried not to think about it so much until the day of, because I knew that I would just probably go as far to say that I'd probably not want to.
Yeah, right.
You know, but, and I think this shows also that it's important to at least try, right? Because we at least got the experience. Mm-hmm. And now that I know how the environment is and the experiences, I would be open to, like, I think it would take less of a toll on everything. Mm-hmm. Because I know how to mentally and physically prepare and put myself in that kind of scenario.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's completely different from just regular training and going in and rolling on the mats. Because everyone is there. Everyone wants that medal just as bad as you do, and everyone's going 100%, and it's so easy to gas yourself out, forget
to breathe,
certain things, forget to breathe, just lose your cool really easily, and you gas yourself out. And that's one of the main things that I've learned too, is
what's something that
you get tired.
Good.
What's something
I was gonna ask you a question, which is basically, what's something that you expected going in, but it completely blew your expectation out of the way?
I thought I had, like, really good cardio, because I'm just like, I like rolling, and I can, like, maintain my composure. And I was like, it should be the same thing. Like, I'm expecting a little bit more adrenaline, but I thought I could at least breathe properly. And but no, complete opposite. I was like gassed out within, like, the first minute, and I think it's just from, like, all the adrenaline and, like, how extra tight, like, my grips were, or how extra, like, careful I was with my standing game. And it was just like my throat got really dry. I was, like, breathing a lot faster. Everything felt a lot heavier, and it was just like, man, like, it was tough to, like, remain calm under such, like, a stressful situation. But yeah, that was something I didn't expect going in there. What about you? What's something?
I think we had talked about this. We had to have a conversation. Was, you kind of expect everyone to be kind of mean, right?
Oh, that was an important one too.
That one. But,
like, viewing everyone as your enemy.
But you kind of get there, and you kind of talk to these people, and they're just, like, the nicest guys.
Yeah.
And they really just, like, obviously, you're still going to compete against each other.
Yeah. But you talk to them beforehand.
Yeah. And then you kind of, like, and then you go on the mats with them, and it's just, like, a completely different story. But even on and off the mats, like, everyone was just so, like, courteous, and everyone was just cool.
Yeah.
And, I also thought, like, I was going in the mindset, like, can't talk to these guys, can't be friends with these guys,
Yeah, exactly.
But I think they kind of showed me that, and I feel like maybe too it's the people that we had, like, maybe they were all, like, so, like, serious, because I can definitely see some people maybe in higher belts or different types of tournaments becoming like that,
more serious,
getting like that.
But we were just some white belts, and we were all just talking.
I think we were all just having, like, a good time.
I think that's the sportsmanship too. I think that's
sportsmanship.
I think it's good to maintain that throughout every level, because it's like, suddenly it just kind of takes that away of, like, oh, well, yeah, we're both here, we both come, from our gym, and we put in the work, and now it's time to demonstrate it here. Like, we're all doing the same thing here.
For sure.
But yeah, no, that was definitely one thing. It's like, man, everyone's gonna be mean. Everyone's just, they're gonna be like, not talk to you, everything. But nah, actually, everyone was, like, pretty nice for the most part, and And yeah, we've even followed some of them on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
exactly. And it's crazy how, I don't know, you just see, like, there's levels to all this.
Yeah.
You see what it takes. And it also emphasizes your flaws, too. It emphasizes, okay, these are things you need to work on. These are things you want to do. These are things you need to improve on. And I think that's so good and amazing, guys. There's a cat back here playing around.
No, like, literally
so
messing
if you
with
hear
the
that,
blinds.
that's what it is.
Yeah, oh, man. Yeah, she's trying to peek out the window.
Yeah, she's trying to see
stuff going on. But no, yeah, so tournament, yeah, overall, just like it destroyed a lot of expectations and preconceived notions about the people there and how things were going to be.
Oh man, it's just like
huge learning experience.
It really is like one of those things that you see it as a mountain, but once you take that step, it really is just like you took a step on a curb. And
because I feel like all the nights
leading up to
that,
it,
like all this anxiety and like, oh man, it's coming to a close. But then once I'm there, like I think that was like the ultimate build up, but also the ultimate drop because it's just like, wait, like it's done, it's over with, and it's really like not that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that was it with the
tournament. Oh man,
but it was fun. It was fun, to be honest. It's just like mentally, I did definitely notice like there was a difference because like you have a goal. And your goal is obviously to win and do your best. And doing your best requires, training, mental preparation, focus on recovery and sleep and all that stuff. And
that's
so
true for sure.
Mario plans on competing again.
And that's why I was going to ask.
Yeah, there's this part of me. And yeah, I'll get into the reason is like all that. I don't know if I want to do all that over again so soon because I have other goals that I also want to like put that kind of mental energy and
it does take a lot
into.
And I noticed too, like maybe even with like, I guess it is supposed to be like training camp. Like you need to be optimizing sleep, your diet, making sure you're good in training as well versus outside of training. And I think that's what, the very beginning I really didn't like see it as. I was just like, it's just a tournament, like try to be calm about it. Especially since this was my first time. I really wasn't trying to set a huge expectation and just be like, because I think we've talked to people and they've just said like try to emphasize it as a pre-test. And I was just trying to keep it there in mind, but also trying my best. Yeah. Because there's a difference. Obviously, if you go in, you can lose. Everyone's going to lose. But you have to aim to want to do good.
Yeah, exactly. Just put your best out there. And like I said, it's an important
so
part.
So it's not completely out of the picture then?
Yeah, what is? Oh, to competing again?
Yeah, to compete.
Well, not as soon as you are.
Yeah, soon, but I'm saying.
But like definitely, I'll try and compete one more time this year.
I think you should.
Just one more time this year, just to see how.
Guys, tell Harvey you should.
Nah, maybe. But no, yeah, it was definitely like a learning curve because it really does highlight what you need to work on. It highlights your weaknesses and like what are you doing in your game. Are you spamming a certain move that you thought worked on everyone and you take it over there? It's just not working. So stuff like that, and also there is a huge aspect I learned from this too, and it's like having confidence in your game too. So if you kind of like not sure what you're doing, it's like it shows, and the other opponent sees that, and they know how to like just destroy it instantly. So like I noticed that in my game too. It's like I'm kind of halfway doing something, but like it's easy to see through it when like you're actually confident in your skills and you go with it with full intention rather than just let me maybe just kind of try this out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
It doesn't.
But yeah, all that stuff was just jumbled up into one big like learning experience. And
I think overall it was just good.
Yeah, it was fun looking back at it.
It's something that I really didn't expect to ever do. So that's something that was like stepping outside of the comfort zone for sure.
Jiu-jitsu, right? Yeah. That's crazy.
Because like already doing jiu-jitsu was out of the comfort zone, and like going to compete in a jiu-jitsu tournament, that's out of comfort zone.
Exactly. So good job with that.
Yeah, good job everyone that competed. Like there was some really cool guys over there.
Yeah, there was.
I think they want to know like results though, right?
Results. Oh yeah. So how'd y'all do though? Can y'all tell us? A lot of talk about that.
Oh, guys, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, right. It's confidential.
Yeah, it's confidential.
Tell them, bro.
Well, okay.
One thing I will say is that I didn't like how they made us compete against the same person twice.
Oh, too.
That's one issue I had with it.
To go against others.
Yeah, different people, because then like you could be either knocked off early from the same person, or you can be like just like I don't know when you go against the same person. True. Yeah, because I kind of had some self-doubt in my game at least, because it's like the person I won against twice was the same person, and I won against him in gi, which is the traditional uniform, and then no gi, and yeah, just without it.
Without it, yeah.
But yeah, it kind of had me feeling like, okay, does this really represent like a good game? Like, am I good at this or am I not? Because it was the same person that I beat twice. I don't know, but either way, I know that I went out there and tried my best.
See, and that's good, and it's because I feel like I'm the opposite end of that. Like for me, I understand like going against the person twice too, but it was just like I'm going against. The thing is, I went against the first guy.
Yeah, he went against the guy that plays first in both.
And both gi and no gi, and apparently he's really good and goes to other competitions.
He basically went against a blue belt. He was a he got promoted to blue belt. He
was a blue belt, and the thing is, I was just like a first stripe white. Yeah. But I definitely tried, and that's the thing. Even he emphasized that like he hadn't felt that, and his coaches emphasized that. And I take that away too, but I also acknowledge it for what it was. And I also realized that the thing is, if you were to beat that guy, then you're kind of beating everyone. But that showed me too that those are things that you need to work on. Those are tiny little aspects that I see looking back at footage. Focus on this, aim for this. Rookie mistakes that I see as well, that I've went back and I've already like eliminated out of my game. I at least tried to.
That's good.
Because like it's just like I'm inviting him in. Like I need to talk to you about this after, because it really is like it get into very jiu-jitsu type of talk. So if you don't really know like the talk, it kind of sounds a little foreign, and I'm pretty sure most wouldn't be interested in that, right?
Yeah,
unless it's like a jiu-jitsu podcast.
Yeah, right. Now we can talk about that after, but I know what you mean. Like looking back at the footage, seeing how you did, and you're like, wait, why'd I do that? Let me delete that out of that. Let me not like do that. And I think that's what tournaments highlight, because it shows you what's actually effective and 100% all out.
For sure.
Rather than someone just kind of like, okay, let me see what he's got going on, because there's a room for that when you're just training it on the mats. Like you can feel things out, and you can kind of. It's not really a good place to exploit, your weaknesses, because you're going against like usually the same amount of people.
For sure.
Or a set number of people.
And you want to like trust your game. I noticed that too. I just had to trust my technique and what I know and try with what best as I can in that moment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you're going to gain new experience or try a new move in those types of scenarios.
Exactly.
Because it's just like, that would be like impossible, right?
Yeah,
that's what you do in your roles.
Exactly. That's so true.
That's when you perfect the same move. That's when you do that. And it just, I think overall was a good experience.
No, for sure it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, how much time we had?
That was like 12
minutes in on just jiu-jitsu.
That was just jiu-jitsu. Wow.
That was just jiu-jitsu. But yeah, I think that's it about the tournament, right?
I think that's pretty much it on the tournament. I just wanted to, he didn't tap me, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, see, that's good. Yeah, so in both rounds they went against him, you didn't get tapped.
It was points. Okay, gi specifically, it was 3-0 point-wise on no gi.
On no gi.
And then gi, he kind of tore me up on points, not gonna lie.
What were the points?
I think it was like, I think at the very end, he got like a final like 12.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I think so, yeah, it was.
Dang, did you get any points back on him?
I don't think so.
That's okay. At least you didn't get tapped though, right?
The thing is, I didn't get tapped, but I also was just trying to. It's because this is gonna go into a whole bunch of jiu-jitsu. I don't even want to do that. Yeah. But like, it was fun overall. Like, and it just showed me so much too.
Plus, it's your first tournament. This guy's
tournament too.
Like tournaments veteran, right?
That too. He is a tournament veteran. He's been winning gold consistently. And he, like we said, he just turned blue belt.
Oh yeah, he's a beast.
For people that don't know that, with like white belts that we are, that was a white belt tournament that we participated in. Our category.
Beginners, basically, very entry level.
Very beginning, and there's like 1, 2, 3, and 4 stripes, and then you go up to blue.
Yeah.
So so there's like levels to it as well.
Yeah, there definitely is. But
that's like a whole thing, guys.
Yeah, it's honestly fun. It's a great hobby, and like when you actually get to test out your hobby like on the battlegrounds, that's when it gets like next level. That's when it's
so fun.
Because now you have like, and that's what I like about the tournament aspect.
I think that's why I got an itch for it too, though.
Really?
Because it made me want to
for competing or for
competing.
Oh dang!
It made me want to put like all the things that I'm learning. Put it all into my arsenal, because it's also like a mental thing. This is like all that we try to emphasize on this podcast, like implementing it in real life, in that competitive aspect at least.
No, I agree with that, because I don't want to make it seem like all the negative leading up to the tournament, because there was also positive. Because the good thing about agreeing and signing up to a tournament, you tend to sign up for these things weeks in advance, right? So now you know that when you make that commitment, now you're going into the match with intention. So like, okay, now I know what to do. What do I need to learn? What are the things I need to polish up? So like now you're going to the mat. Every time you step on the mats, you're going with like, I have a tournament coming up. I have something to prove out there now. So now it's like you're polishing up your game, and so everything is now intentional. Like the goal's already been set. You're gonna show up regardless. You've already signed up. You've paid the dues for it, and now all the weeks leading up to that have to be you putting in that work. Yeah. So that's one aspect I did like of it, because every time I went, I knew I was going on with a mission now. Like I had a mission. So that's what I loved about it.
I think that's something that everyone listening could take away too.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one of our previous podcast guests, his name's Bulldog Mindset Brand, you know, he talks about how he was very competitive into running as well, and he was like slowly noticing that he wasn't really like as, you know, in shape when it comes to running as he was before. So he set himself, okay, I need to sign up for like a marathon. So he set that just so he has a reason to start training to, you know, do good in that. And that I feel like you can implement that in things in your life, which is whatever you want to work on. If there's something that you can sign up and do to push yourself to that next level, instead of I'm just doing this just to do it, versus I'm doing it because I have that aim to do it with something.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, because it's, oh man, that's, I think for me that was the hardest part, was even agreeing to doing it.
Yeah,
because it's like everything else is like, all right, I already signed it, I paid it, it's done, registration is done, like it's just a matter of that time is going to get here eventually. But for me the hardest part was when I got that phone call from our friend in Tennessee, and like you had already said, yeah, you know what, why not? I'm like, no way, like this is really happening. Like it
was very spontaneous.
It was very spontaneous. We had like what, 3 weeks notice of it.
I think
and
so.
it was like
it was like 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know, like, do I want to do this? I started getting anxious. I was like, am I even like ready for this? What? Or like another part was, he's like, I don't have to agree to this. Was another part.
Wow,
like,
that's true.
I don't have to do this, right? But like I noticed
this is
that
a huge lesson, right?
I noticed that it was just like fear stopping me from doing it. Like the only reason is because I'm scared. It's unfamiliar territory. I don't know what it's gonna be like. It's something that I want to just keep pushing off, right? I was like, oh, you know, maybe once I'm the 2 stripe, once I, you know, rank up a little bit more, then I'll do it. But at that moment, it proved to me that if I can say like yes to like something spontaneous and just getting out of that comfort zone like that, I know that seeps into other aspects of my life, because now it's like I'm committing to something that I knew I didn't have to commit to, but I did it anyway, and I overcame that excuse of like, just I don't have to, you know. I overcame that excuse of, because I knew deep down that I was just like, I was scared, like I didn't know how to do it. I didn't want to go out there and leave it all out over there. I just felt like I wasn't ready. But the thing is, like, you never really will be ready.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But yeah, so that commitment part, that for sure was like the scariest part. But you know, that's the hardest part. Once you actually agree to something and you sign up for it and you do it, like you said, like that marathon or whatever, now it's just a matter of like, all right, now it's time to put the steps, you know, behind this goal, to work
behind it. Oh man,
yeah,
I feel like that really does help so much.
Yeah, but yeah,
I think that's really good.
Awesome. I think that is pretty darn good. I think that's it here. We should start wrapping up.
I think that's it, guys. You know, this was just our comeback episode.
Yeah.
So expect guests. They're coming soon, guys.
Oh, they are. We got some exciting guests.
Some exciting
lined up,
ones.
actually.
We're excited for you guys because we know that you'll enjoy this. And I don't think I've mentioned, but you guys have to like.
Oh, they do.
You have to comment. Right. You have to subscribe. You have to rate. If you're listening to this, wherever you're listening to this, rate us 5 stars. Go ahead and leave a nice comment if it allows you to. It really does go the longest way.
It does. And we look into it, we read it, makes us happy.
Yes.
So,
and I think that's pretty much it. Harvey, you want to add anything? Let them take something away?
No, I think that's it, guys. Just remember to give us some feedback, and if there's any topics that you'd like us to discuss, let us know. Or even guests.
People, yeah.
Send us people that you're like, hey, I think this is an interesting guy for you guys to have on your podcast, and we'll look into him and have him on. Or her. Or her. Yeah.
Or they.
Yeah. So y'all go right ahead, guys. Let us know.